Right, welcome back. You are still watching Nedbank Business Watch. Well, Nedbank Eswatini, you will remember, entered the vehicle finance space with something deliberately bold, a partnership with Stuki Motors that brings preferential pricing, I beg your pardon. They also bring flexible finance options as well as a genuinely simpler path to driving off in some of the latest Chinese vehicle models. From your Omoda to your Haval to your Cherry, the bank says luxury and innovation no longer need to break the bank. So let's unpack this innovation now, what it means for consumers, for the automotive market, as well as for affordability overall, with Head of Branch Networks at Nedbank, Eswatini Zamangwanela. I mean, welcome back to the program. I remember we had this conversation about this solution here, and it sparked a lot of conversation around. People were so excited, and I can imagine now that it's December, and I've been seeing a lot of these cars on the road, and in my head I'm like, okay, this is the product that Zama was telling me about. Eswatini have taken it up. How far have we come with it?
Afternoon, Nguni. It's good to be back. So far, we are still availing ourselves to Eswatini to experience this beautiful technology of cars. As you've mentioned, we have an active campaign with Stuki Motors, and this deal is only limited until the end of the year. Of course, we will review going forward, but it's packed with exciting offers for our customers, like you've said. You're rightfully saying, and we certainly wish Eswatini they are very affordable in the deals that we have with Stuki Motors. And also, you want to spend Christmas in a new car, drive your wheels, get behind the wheels.
Yeah, and I think it goes without saying that the uptake has been quite, very receptive to what you guys wanted with Eswatini. And I'm someone that can be chronically online. And there's this new trend where people announce their cars online, and they go with their friends and they do this whole celebration. And it's just been beautiful to see Eswatini buying brand new cars, because that's good for the economy as well as for our carbon footprint, because old cars can be bad. But I think, how is Nedbank really celebrating as we cap off the year, seeing so many Eswatini affording luxury cars, but also supporting Nedbank?
We are quite impressed with the results of our campaign so far, but of course, naturally, we know that it can always be improved. Yeah. We are impressed, and you are saying that you are chronically online, and I think Eswatini are embracing it, and we're seeing it in the numbers because they are chronically online also searching for this technology of lithium auto, appreciating the advancement of how these can actually feature. We've had some pop-up activations, and we see customers sitting in the cars or a short test drive, and all of the features of these vehicles are really mind-blowing. Not like your traditional cars or car models of the past, but this is futuristic types of vehicles, and it's quite heartwarming to see the embrace of Eswatini.
And of course, Asia was always leading with the technology. And if I had to have a question, why Chinese models, I think you've just answered that as well. But preferential pricing is something that is quite evident here. I'm seeing that the offer includes practically what we call preferential pricing. What does that look like for a customer that is walking into a Nedbank branch today? How much value are they really unlocking?
Okay, so when we term it preferential pricing and the partnership with Stuki is we are almost making an offer that we are certain or can guarantee that you can't get in the market for all the vehicles. So we are pronouncing ourselves in the various models. We will be quite bold to say you can get a car from this amount, this specific model from this specific amount in total value at the specific price point per month in repayment. And the reason we're doing that is because we have offered a combo package to our customers to say, we'll take you through the full journey in terms of the quotes, the insurance, the tracking service. You just come and collect your key, and no other service provider will give you that. But because of the bank wanting to do good in terms of our motto and vision, is to say that basically we want to give Eswatini money back in the pocket. Everyone is tight financially. And as far as you are tight financially, you want to pay the best price and still live relatively comfortable. Your car shouldn't be a cost that surpasses your living standards such that you are not able to live well. We want to make sure that we are giving you convenience that is affordable and it's applicable to you. What is applicable to you may be different for Zama, because maybe Zama will prefer a longer tenure, maybe you'll prefer a shorter tenure, or maybe you'll prefer a smaller car, I'll prefer a bigger car. So I think we've even called it flexible financing, because we are so flexible enough that we want the financing to be agile, to fit into lititsimotako.
Yeah, you know, I love the way you phrase, we want to give you convenience that is affordable, but also comfortable. Because
and sexy.
And sexy.
And smart.
And smart, you know. Leading technology, very beautiful cars, very sexy as you term it. But the financing structure, as it were, you mentioned that there is the flexible, but not only flexible, but also competitive vehicle finance options that you guys have. And I'm just looking at this one. They can fit everyone's lifestyle. I'm talking about lower deposits, extended terms, but also income-based structuring. I think that's commendable.
Yes, certainly. We even go further and we offer balloon payment terms as well. Balloon payment terms is we deduct a percentage of the portion of the price of the car, and then you only pay it at the end of the tenure in terms of raising financial. And that's, again, just to come into the flexibility. And like you're saying, it's for all types of lifestyles. So it's for all types of environments. Family might want a 7-seater. It's at a certain price point. You want to make sure that there's still a continuum in the livelihood of that particular household, or an individual, or a bachelor, etc.
Yeah. I'm a bachelor myself, so I'm really, you know, thinking about this solution.
Surely there's a car for you.
This year, of course, of course. Let's talk about the speed of application, because as you said, you're offering convenience, but convenience at every level, right? Even from the application, and this campaign indeed does emphasize fast, reliable approval processes. Talk to me about that.
So we have committed, and we remain committed to a 24-hour turnaround time at minimum. Or rather, at maximum. Yes, at maximum. So we are almost guaranteeing you that within a day, you will know for certain the car that you're driving, once you've picked it, when you're picking it up, etc. And the rest, we've taken care of it in that regard. But of course, we do work with Stuki Motors. So even when you're at Stuki Motors on the dealership floor, they will provide you with the same experience that we are committing to, as will our branch networks and any distribution or point of presence. We also have our ABF specialists who are also actively engaging with customers in activation points or points of employment and on the dealership floor themselves. So they will articulate all of the needs, the processes, and the commitment. Time doesn't have value, but it is valuable, because you want to make sure that the customer has the least frustration as possible in this process, and also has the peace of mind. So you want to make sure that they give an answer as soon as possible.
Yeah, of course. And I think that is why Eswatini continue to prefer Nedbank, because you continue to put them at the forefront, and you really consider their time, but you also consider their pocket, you consider their life after they've left the Nedbank branch. Should be comfortable, should be soft, should be sexy. The target customer, you've mentioned that you've literally thought about everyone, from your bachelors, from literally everyone, your first-time buyers as well, families upgrading, young professionals. How intentional was that decision?
Very intentional. A vehicle is convenient. Is a convenient asset that everyone requires, and of course it's not something that you can afford at all times, and hence why we needed to consider all our customer types at all spectrums and all points of their life. Hence why we built it into what we're calling it as a lifestyle. So like you're saying, whether you're a newly graduated young professional, there's certainly a car for you, and it's probably the opportune time to buy the vehicle at that point in time, as well as the upgrading, including our older type of customers, those customers who are considering what kind of vehicle can I buy as I wind down in my retirement years or whatever the case may be. So certainly we have a car and for every type of customer, and we have been intentional in thinking of how we can solution for everyone's pockets.
The limited time window, I think, is a conversation we need to have, because I can see this conversation again sparking more interest and people not really considering the time that is still open. Offer running until the 31st of December, 2025. Why this timeline, and what should customers really do now to position themselves early?
the partnership is running until the end of the year. Of course, like we said, we are open to reconsiderations, and we'll consider again similar partnerships even in the future, as well as with all our other partners. However, around about the time of this year is when we all start to reflect on what has been happening in terms of the past year, our finances, our aspirations. Have we achieved our goals that we set out at the beginning of the year? So it was opportune that, you know, we also position it to say you may be more financially liquid in December. You may have savings that have matured, investments that have matured. If there's an opportunity for you to even make a bigger saving or actually maximize on a benefit, and you do have a need for a vehicle, then take this opportunity to purchase a vehicle during this time. And maybe it's also I almost want to say it's always an emotional purchase, and somehow once you are ending the year, and you are reflecting, you do say, you know, maybe I do deserve to reward myself with something that is that's marking some specific milestones that have been achieved as well. Yeah.
Today is the 10th of December. The 31st is in exactly 21 days. Minus, of course, Sundays. I know you guys sometimes operate on Saturdays.
Yes, we operate on Saturdays.
So people have, give or take, what, 15 days?
Give or take 20, 18-ish days. Yeah.
If they really take advantage of everything that you've just mentioned. So we do implore Eswatini to get in touch. I do want to give you the final opportunity to say something that is with regards to how people can get in touch with Nedbank.
Yeah, so if our customers are looking for a head-turning vehicle, we remain available. Of course, we are on our social media pages. That's on LinkedIn, Facebook, as well as X as Nedbank Eswatini. We are also available at our branches, like you've mentioned. We are also available on the dealership floor, countrywide, at the Stuki Motors, as well as our help desk lines, which is a telephone number and an email address, helpdesk@nedbank.co.za, and 32781999. You drop an email, you drop a call, and certainly someone will get back to you within minutes.
Zama, thank you for your time. And to our viewers at home, like she said, if you want a head-turning vehicle, you still have a couple of more days to maximize on this very incredible campaign by Nedbank Eswatini. It is convenient, it is affordable, but it is also very comfortable, so make that right decision. Get in touch with them. She's given you the numbers, but you also do know where you can locate Nedbank at your nearest town. So let's go for a break now. We have more of Nedbank Business Watch. Masbuya.